everyone, and welcome to 5 Ways in 5 Days free Crafty workshop hosted by Simon Says Stamp. I'm Yana Smakula, your host for today. I'm excited to bring you 5 new holiday color combos to try this holiday season. I love to experiment with color and try new and unique color combos for my cards, and today I'm bringing you some unexpected color combinations for you to try for your holiday card making. Now, to better illustrate the use of color in different color options and color combinations, I created several cards all using the same supplies and the same layout. Basically, I have the same card design replicated in various color combinations to show you how you can play with color. By the way, did you know that color is a form of nonverbal communication, and it can affect our mood and even our emotions? So think of that next time you're making a card. Maybe there is a color that makes you happy. Go ahead and use that color and make a happy card. I have 2 stamp sets. First one is the Winter Wishes stamp set from Kathy Zelski and Simon Says Stamp, and it is an amazing layering set. It is a simple layering set, by the way, and you have the layering instructions printed on the back to help you get started. So there are 2 layering poinsettias, 2 layering leaves, and 2 layering berry branches, and then also some other images. Now, I'm also using the coordinating dies with this stamp set to cut all of these pretties out. The next stamp set I have is the Graceful Holiday Greetings, also from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm using just that top sentiment for all my cards. That being said, I encourage you to use the supplies you already have in your stash and simply have fun with color. Let's jump to our color combo number 1. And first, we have the pink and green combo. So here I have the Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks in Guava, Watermelon, and Cherry, and these are beautiful pinks. Now I'm adding a little bit of green with the Simon Says Stamp Positively Saturated inks in Perfection and Field. Now, if we look at the color wheel, we can see that we are simply using the complementary colors. Any 2 colors that sit opposite each other on the color wheel are complementary and work great together. In my case, I have pink and green, and you can use shades of these colors to create your color combination. So it doesn't have to be red, it can be pink. Now let's put this card together, and I'll also walk you through the process, and I'll share some tips and tricks and details. I'll only show you how I'm putting one of these cards together, as all the other cards are exactly the same. They are just using different colors. Now, proportion of color is important for balance. There is a 60-30-10% rule to keep a good proportion between colors. In this case, I have 60% of pink, because I'm not only using pink for stamping, but also incorporating pink in my background. The card base here is light pink, and this is Hero Art's Peony color, by the way. Next, 30% here is green. And lastly, I have white and black. I don't really have a third color here because I'm only using 2 colors for this card, and you can consider the white and black accent colors. I've created an A2 card base from Hero Art's Peony cardstock. I have trimmed a panel of the same Peony cardstock to 4 by 5.25 inches, and I'm going to pop it up on my card base using 2 scrap panels of cardstock. This is going to add just a teeny bit of dimension to my card, not too much, but just a little bit. Now, you can work on the background if you want. You can add some subtle dry embossing using an embossing folder or maybe even a stencil. You can add some ink blending or even some tone-on-tone stamping if you want to add something else to your background. I decided to keep my backgrounds clean and keep the focal point on the stamping and that beautiful floral arrangement in the center. Next, I have a sentiment square. I stamped my sentiment in VersaFine Onyx Black ink onto white cardstock. I heat embossed it in clear embossing powder to add a little bit of shine, and then I cut it out using a square die. I also added a layer of fun foam from the back. This is going to help me pop the sentiment panel up on my card. I've added the sentiment square in the center of my card, and next I'm going to add the poinsettias and the foliage framing my sentiment. Now, I'm using foam adhesive squares for poinsettias to pop them up, and you guys know me. I love my foam squares. I love foam adhesive. I love dimension. My cards are rarely flat. They are quite dimensional, and I typically hand deliver them. Or if I need to send a card, I put my card in a box with a gift. So I never really worry about postage or, making sure that my card is going to fit in an envelope. Thus, I always add a ton of foam adhesive to my cards. If you want to mail a card like this, just dial back on the foam adhesive or maybe use thin foam adhesive squares instead of the regular to decrease the thickness of your project. I'm also using glue for the leaves, and I'm tucking some leaves behind the sentiment square, and I'm adding some leaves in front. I've also added a ton of gems to my card, especially to the poinsettia centers, and some sequins to the background to add sparkle. Now, when you're working with a specific color combination, you can add additional accent colors such as gold or silver and white and black. So this is our color combo number 1, pinks and greens. This is a complementary color combo using just 2 colors on the color wheel that sit opposite each other. In this color combination, typically one color acts as the dominant shade, in this case it's pink, and the other color acts as an accent, in this case this is green. These color pairings are extremely high contrast, so you need to be careful on how you use them. Now I have 2 variations of this same color combo, specifically variations of the 60, 30, and 10% rule. We have the light pink card, but as we change the background to a different color, still within this color combination, we have a card with a completely different mood. Remember how I said that color can affect our mood? I'm sure your mood changes ever so slightly when you see the hot pink background card and the dark green background card. So the light pink card is soft, it is soothing and calm. The dark green card is very dramatic, it is unexpected. And the hot pink card is stimulating, it is energizing. So I changed just one thing, the background color, and we instantly have a different looking card. And I didn't even try the usual white background. And by the way, white would also look amazing here with this color combo or with any color combos that I have for you in this video. For my next color combination, I'm sticking with the pinks, but instead of greens, I'm using blues. I have morning, twilight, and galaxy colors here, and these are again Simon Says and Pawsitively saturated inks. Pinks and blues always go really well together, and while this is certainly an unexpected color combination for Christmas, it does look beautiful, especially if you top it off with some silver accents. For my next color combo, I'm keeping the green color, but I'm removing the pink and I'm replacing that with sage green color, so a variation of green. I've also added a little bit of blue by introducing a background. This is made using the Simon Says Stamp Sea Glass cardstock. And now we have a completely different color combination and look of this card. If I bring back the pink card, you can see how different the teal and green cards look. We have the same image, the same layout, but the emotion that this card provokes is completely different. And there's this card. Once finished, I've adhered everything in place and I added sequins to have a little bit of sparkle on this card. Our next color combination is the traditional one for Christmas. It is red, green, and white. I went back to the complementary color combo and I'm not using the full strength red and sage green. This is again similar to the pink and green, but it is a lot more festive and a lot more traditional for Christmas. We have the softer green and pink on the pink card, and the red card has muted reds and muted greens. And here's the finished card. And again, I'm not showing how I'm putting these cards together as it is all very repetitive. And like I said, everything is the same, but it is just the colors that are different. And again, the same as with the pink color combo, you can play with the background to evoke a different emotion. I used a bright red. You can go with a dark red here, or a sage background, or even white for a very light and bright card. And the final color combination that I have for you today is very monochromatic. And this is, again, something fun to try. Now, what is monochromatic? Monochromatic is when you have just one color and you use various shades of that color. So here I have variations of blue. I used inks from Simon Says Stamp, Morning, Twilight, and Galaxy for the leaves. And I have a muted blue background. And I also used gray colors for the flowers. There's flannel, and this is the base color for the poinsettias. I also used white to tone down this flannel. So I first stamped the flowers in flannel ink. And then I used my Mini Misty tool and I stamped another layer over the flannel in white pigment ink, and that toned down the light gray. And I also used charcoal ink to stamp the flower detail. There's also a little bit of gold added here, and this is the only card where the sentiment is embossed in gold. And I used the Simon Says Stamp Antique Gold Embossing Powder. So this is a monochromatic color scheme. I went with blue, but you can use a different color and do monochromatic. You can have a red monochromatic card or a green monochromatic card or a silver monochromatic card. There are a lot of different options, and I encourage you to give them a try. So here's a look at this finished card. I also brought in silver accents. I added gems to add a little bit of sparkle. So we actually have two accent colors on this card. There's gold used for the heat embossing and silver for the gems. So here's a look at the cards I have for you today and 5 new color combinations for you to try this holiday season. So first we have the pink and green card with a light pink background. It certainly is an unusual color combination, but I have seen quite a lot of pink poinsettias out there, and I think that they look fabulous. There's another pink and green card with a hot pink background, and remember that 60, 30, and 10% color rule. And the last one with a pink and green color combo and a dramatic green background. Remember, you can apply this rule to any color combo and any card you make. And also remember that you can swap the colorful background for a neutral white or maybe even a light gray or, an off-white background. Next color combo is the pink and blue with a dark blue background. Here, I could have also used a light pink background or a white background or even a black one to change the look of this card. Next color combination is green and teal. We have the vibrant green leaves, the muted green flowers, and the teal background. Again, you can alter this by using teal colors for the flowers and either light sage green or dark muted green for the background. Or use a white background or even black if you like drama on your cards. Next, we have our traditional Christmas color combo with lots of red and a little bit of green. I used muted greens here, and since the background is so vibrant red, the flowers actually look somewhat muted red. Again, you can play with this and change the color you use for the background to green or white. And the last color combo here is the monochromatic blue. We have shades of blue all throughout the card, on the background, on the leaves, and even on the flowers, because the flowers are stamped in gray with a hint of blue. This is a cold gray color or a cool gray color. You can alter this by stamping the flowers in blue and using the cool gray for the leaves and for the background. I hope you found this video useful, and I hope you feel inspired to create. Thanks so much for joining us today. Be sure to check out the other videos in the 5 Ways in 5 Days free crafty workshop hosted by Simon Says Stamp.
Hi there, I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.